Hello viewers, this is Chanel and thank you for tuning into my astrology channel named Spiritualize. Now on this video on Spiritualize, we're going to talk about love compatibility. And the first element I'm going to start off with is air. Air is the element that rules communication, mental stimulation, social interactions. Air signs are very inquisitive, they're very flaky, they're very flighty, and they're everywhere. They're just like air. They're just everywhere. They're hard to pin down. And so the easiest way to figure out if you are in love with somebody is through the elements. So air signs, they get along with fellow air signs and fellow fire signs. And I can explain that because when you mix air with air, you get more air. When you mix air with fire, you get hot air, or it could be like an explosion. So you just get like a lot of energy. When you mix air with water, water signs often they're like heavy on the air. Like the air can't really roam and be free because the water is strong and it's kind of smothering. And same thing with air in the element earth. When you have air and earth together, you don't really get much of a good match. So that's a little cheat sheet to see if you get along with someone. So say for example, if you're an air sign such as Gemini, you're going to get along with fellow other air signs, Libra, Aquarius. Other same signs such as like Gemini and Gemini, they're a neutral because either you're too much of the same characteristics and you don't want to deal with someone like that. So you're in the same signs and opposite signs they're neutral, and the opposite of Gemini is going to be Sagittarius. So even though fire and air get along, they're so opposites either attract or they're so different from each other to where they can't relate. So that's a cheat sheet. So like I said, air and fire get along, air and air get along. So if you're trying to see how your chemistry is with another person, that's a cheat sheet. Now, what I'm going to discuss is how the signs are when they're together, or how the signs are when they are in love. And for example is you have the first air sign, which is Gemini. Gemini rules over the twins. So being with a Gemini could be with someone who you feel like you're with someone with multiple personalities, because Gemini wants to be one person and they also want to be another. So when dating a Gemini, and also because they're air signs, you will have to be flexible, adaptable, and you will also have to be able to conversate with them. Geminis are very chatty. They love to communicate. And my favorite thing about communicating with Geminis is they could talk about a different range of subjects. Like they love talking about everything. They love talking about movies, how was their day. They're very sarcastic, they're very witty. If you're going to be with a Gemini, you definitely have to connect with them mental. Air signs are very mental. Like I said, they're air, so they're very inquisitive. They like words, they like questions, they're witty. They play with their words a lot. So if you're going to be with a Gemini, you definitely have to be an expert conversationalist. Also, Geminis have a negative reputation for kind of being scattered. So the rumor is, or what they say about Gemini is, they could be kind of deceiving. They're very what's the word? Geminis, they're very not manipulating, but Geminis, they do have a reputation of kind of being liars, not being 100% loyal, and also for kind of being flaky and flighty. And that's because Geminis don't like to be pinned down. They have issues with commitment. Not big issues, but Geminis could be kind of picky. They're really picky. They don't know what they want. But a Gemini, they do want someone who would give them that mental stimulation. They want someone who's exciting. They like a challenge when they're dating someone. They like someone who they can go out to these social activities with and who isn't going to be an introvert and slow them down. Geminis like to be everywhere. Geminis are also very lighthearted. They're not too emotional, so you don't have to worry about someone smothering you. Air signs will always give you the space that they need. So that's a Gemini in a relationship. You're going to be dealing with someone with multiple personalities who loves to talk and who kind of needs a challenge. They get bored easily. They're very young at heart and they like to roam. Now, we're going to talk about the second air sign, which is Libra. Libra rules over the scales. So Libra is definitely good in relationships because they are the sign of partnership. Libra feels incomplete by itself. It's always looking for balance. This is a Libra by itself. So a Libra, they're looking for someone who could answer questions for them, kind of decisive. If they're indecisive, they want someone who could answer questions quickly. They're very direct because Libra, they rule the scales. They're constantly looking for balance. They're constantly looking for peace, and they want justice for everybody. They will always try and make peace for everyone. They're always trying to achieve balance. Libras, besides being very charming, they're very romantic. They love to be in love. They love the idea of being in love. They could lose themselves in relationships because they're always doing what's best for everyone in the entire group, and sometimes they could lose themselves. So a Libra, like I said, like even though they're looking for balance, even though they're looking for balance, they need to kind of learn how to stand up for themselves. I'm sorry. And the reason why they're like this is because they're all about peace, and they're all about avoiding conflict. So that's a Libra in a relationship. Also, they're very classy people. Libras, they're social butterflies. They have social grace. So a beautiful thing about dating a Libra is that when you're out at an event, you don't have to worry about a Libra being ratchet or a Libra being ghetto. They know how to act in public. They're very classy people. They have this nice, beautiful, loving vibe to them because they have Venus in their placement, and Venus is the love planet. So this is a sign that is all about being in love and being in a relationship. Like I said, they're going to be indecisive in love. They're going to be so charming. And all air signs have the characteristic of not really knowing what they want. Most of them are fickle. Not to be negative, there's a lot of good things about air signs too, but you're going to have that, from Geminis being scattered into being flirty and flighty. You're going to have Libras for being charming, and you're going to have them wanting you're going to have them wanting to keep the balance in the relationship. So this brings me to my last video of Aquarius. Aquarius is the last air sign. They are the 11th sign. And an Aquarius, they have a different reputation when it comes to being in love, because Aquarius is so unorthodox. An Aquarius needs a lover as well as a friend. Aquarius is the water barrier. So Aquarius wants to be a mentor to people. So they do have a characteristic of being know-it-alls. A lot of time, the men in relationship could have like a complex, like I know everything, a Jesus Christ complex. But they really are gifted at knowing information and being analytical. But anyway, like an Aquarius in love, they don't follow the social norms when it comes to love. They do not discriminate. Aquarius are the first people to date outside their race, outside their class, huge different age groups, because they really don't care as long as they have a connection. And that's just because Aquarius they don't believe in putting love in a box. They're very unorthodox, and they don't follow the norms. They defy them. Aquariuses, they need a lot of space in love. So dating an Aquarius, it's going to be hard to know where that person stands. Like honestly, dating an Aquarius, you won't really feel special because they love everybody the same. They are an equal opportunist. They would treat you the same way as they treat a stranger. And you would feel like neglected, like, dude, why are you so nice to this person, but you're treating me this kind of way? And they don't understand that. They were like, what are you talking about? I love you like I love my mom, and I love everyone. Like, Aquariuses, they don't discriminate, and they love everyone the same. They're humanitarians. So they are very committed to society, and they are very contrary in their actions. So if an Aquarius loves you, you will have to know for yourself, because they would never, they're not, it says that they're romantic, but Aquariuses aren't always punctual. They're not going to always treat you like they're not going to always be lovey-dovey, because they're very, Aquariuses could say something pleasant because they're very professional, and then they could say something else and it's just like, did that really come out of your mouth? They could be kind of rude, but I mean, it is honesty, and that's just how Aquariuses are. They're rebels. So an Aquarius in love, if you're a female and you're dating an Aquarius, you want to be open, you want to be real, you want to be honest, and you want to be transparent. And the beauty of dating an Aquarius is that they're loyal, and they would appreciate you for who you are. However, you would have to have your own life. Aquariuses are very detached, so they're not going to always, they're going to be with their friends. They love their friends. They're going to always be out, be with their friends. Air signs love social activity.